What repricing rules should I use? This is one of the most common questions asked by our customers. I ask different experts who are using BQool, and we're often surprised by the rules they use and why. Watch this video to see why those experts chose those rules and how they apply them to grow their Amazon business. Here we're sure you'll find insights from the experts, and then you can apply them to your business.
Right now, I'm using almost exclusively the AI repricing rules. If you do not have the money to invest into the $100 plan, I made a whole video detailing all the rules that I was using when I had the $25 plan, because the AI rules are going to make it way easier for you to have them work. They are going to work in a lot of different scenarios, while the basic rules that are not working with AI, you are going to need to make a couple dozen of rules, maybe not a dozen, but I think I have 9 or 10 to have one rule for each specific case scenario, right? So this is why the AI rules are so great, because you can just set it and forget it and then just work on your minimum and maximum price, in my opinion.
So we like to do a lot of is match the buy box. I mean, we pretty much match the buy box down to a certain amount. We also use the CR inventory age conditions. We use that one a lot to change the ROI as we go. And we're currently in the process of building out sort of a repricer that would like cost average. So sell some of the stock at X amount of ROI, some at another ROI, some at another ROI. And then we end up with this middle level of ROI, but it helps our cash flow because we're selling some of it faster, some of it slower. But those are the main ones that we use. We use a lot of match the buy box, and then we love the one where it's raise when you get the buy box, but there's no competition, and it raises it to just below the next competitor. Absolutely love that because it makes me more
That's
money.
fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm an AI equalizer guy for the most part. However, I'm super open to learning some of the new conditional ones. Such I really haven't taken the time to kind of get into, and such stuff that I have a lot of stock in, I'll go ahead and do sales booster on as well.
When choosing a specific rule, I've kind of been messing around with the customs feature for a little bit. I'm kind of seeing what's working, but I really like AI equalizer. I find a great balance between the sales and the profit. If there's something I need to liquidate, something that I'm like, all right, this product's been here for a while, I kind of want to get my money back, right? I'll probably put on sales maximizer and I'll just get rid of that. It'll get rid of those real quick. And I'm like, wow, this is just magic. This is wild. And I've never seen anything like it. It's really cool. It really depends on the product. It depends on what your goals are. My goals are different than yours. My criteria is different than yours, but it's a matter of finding how much profit do I want to make on this unit, my return on my investment here. When you kind of set those guidelines, it allows you to make those decisions.
I kind of based it on the inventory age and also how well it's selling. So I think I set it up with the conditional rule, like if it has more than 10 sales in the last week, then bump it up to the profit maximizer. And if it's only 5 sales, then I'll be at profit booster. If it has 0 sales, I'll be at the equalizer. Yeah, it's kind of a combination of sales velocity and how old the inventory is. But if it's selling fast, the goal is to extract as much profit as possible while continuing to sell it.
We try to take advantage of like conditional rules. You're working hard at those recently. Let's say you got a product you're worried it might ending up being an old product or aging out a little bit. So we'll use like a conditional rule where, hey, if it gets to 90 days, cut my price to break even, change my rule to sales max or whatever, something like that, where you know that you're going to be able to encourage that volume. With those newer products and all that, I'll just use like an AI equalizer sometimes. Really just depends on the case. If it has a buy box or not, like there's a little bit of stuff to think about, how much stock you have. But I would say most of the time we're using either a fairly simple like rules-based rule or throwing it on like a conditional rule that's going to help us restock things as it gets older and older.
I love using the AI equalizer. That's one of my go-tos. When I first started, I didn't have the AI version, so I just used one that I created that would just kind of help me match the FBA buy box and be competitive with FBA sellers. But the equalizer is good. And then when I'm trying to sell a little bit quicker, I'll go to sales booster, and that seems to kind of help those little bit slower moving listings.
Yeah, I use the AI sales booster on almost everything. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it does what it does and it works pretty good. So
you use the rule, you have the AI just maximize your sales, and it's going to go up against whoever has the buy box. As long as that person has a higher price than yours, you're going to beat them and get the sale. Alternatively, if you have inventory that you're not going to be able to replenish, or you think that the buy box box, either the buy box doesn't exist or a merchant fulfilled person has it, but you know that Prime is the #1 filter on Amazon, you can just pick a rule that only competes against the Prime sellers. And that way you can have the lowest Prime offer and get those sales without needing to compete against the merchant fulfilled seller who's probably 10, 20, 30% lower than your current price.
Replens that are year round, things that you sell all the time, and you can say, okay, I normally sell about 20, 30 of this item every single month, and it's not tied to a season or tied to a holiday. I can just put it on that AI equalizer and it will sit there and it will steadily get me my sales every month, and it's consistent and it's my bread and butter and how I pay my bills.
Thanks for watching this video until the end. Now you've got a clearer picture of popular BQool repricing rules for your Amazon business. No matter your background, it's never too late to begin. These Amazon pros all share one tool in common, the BQool Repricer, a key to their success. Stay tuned for more insights and tips, and make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Got questions for our experts? Drop them in the comments.